Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening po sa lahat ng nakikinig po.
Hello to all our viewers from here and around the world.
Napakaganda na ating talinteman ngayong hapon ito.
Isang mainit na pagbati po sa inyong lahat.
Well, friends,
welcome to the Bridges Show.
I'm very happy to be here, and I think it should be a really interesting and fun topic.
What are the things you want to learn? So I want to take it from there and then I listen to them.
Meron silang mga mithiin upang maging makabuluhan pa ang pagiging Katoliko. Lalong-lalo na sa susunod na henerasyon.
sa akin po, sa mga kabataan, use competence as a basis.
In real life, hindi naman talaga tayo tumitigil sa buhay. Kailangan talaga tuloy lang ang buhay kahit anong challenges natin.
Palawan, Cebu, Baguio City, Atty. Dwight, pati La Union. So we are saying that revenge travel is real.
Mas kailangan natin na i-share ang hiwaga ng SMEs sa mga tao.
Food and health should go hand in hand. So yan ang gusto namin paratingin sa gobyerno.
If you will just devote your life teaching, hindi ka yayaman sa pera, pero yayaman ka sa tao.
Siyempre, ang pinakamaganda po naman sa ating universidad ay yung talagang natuturuan po tayo kung paano maging mabuting tao.
Happy anniversary to Bridges! Here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love.
When Father Luca Pacioli invented what we now call accounting, pari po ang naka-invento ng accounting. He said, we should not go to sleep at night until the debits equal the credits. Since then, accounting has gone a long way. Advancements in technology allow us accountants to sleep at night knowing that debits will equal credits. Over the years, accountants agreed to be guided by a rules-based, generally accepted accounting principles. But GAAP is a sort of one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Kumbaga sa sapatos, pag malaki ang paa, masikip. Pag maliit, maluwag. Accountants worldwide recognize the need to develop and implement something more flexible, a principles-based financial reporting standards. It started in 1997, and by 2005, the Philippines is fully compliant. Now, recognizing the less complicated need of small and medium enterprises, after 5 years, in 2020, the Philippine Financial Reporting Standards or PFRS for SMEs was implemented. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Saan mang bahagi ng mundo kayo naroroon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ang inyong lingkod, Emelito Malabanan po, Certified Public Accountant, ang host ngayong araw dito sa Bridges. Ako po ay nagtapos ng kursong accountancy dito sa UST. Dito rin po ako nagtapos ng high school. Ako po ay nabigyan ng pagkakataon na pumunuan ang UST High School Alumni Alliance. Dito rin po ako nag-elementary. Ngayong 2023 ang aking Golden Jubilee sa UST Elementary School. Kaya Professor Win Medina ng OAR, kung ikaw ay nanonood, hihingin ko sa iyo ang aking gold medallion. Bago po tayo magsimula, tayo po ay naatasang mag-commercial muna. Baka po tayo hindi makaulit. To all first-time viewers, Bridges is a UST Alumni Association virtual talk show that provides notable Thomasian alumni an opportunity to share their expertise and experiences on various topics for lifelong learning. Ito pong October ay mahalaga para sa Bridges. Ito po ang kanyang ika-4 na taon at ito ang kanyang ika-3 episode. Ito po ay inihahandog sa inyo ng UST Alumni Association sa tulong ng UST Alfredo M. Valayo College of Accountancy Alumni Association, sa pumumuno ng aking kaibigan na si Ginoong Louie Turgo. Louie, maraming salamat sa naalala mo ako ha. Paki-like and share naman po nitong show. Nandyan po yan sa baba ng screen. Like, comment, and share. Paki-follow na rin po ang ating UST Alumni Association Facebook page. Meron din po tayong USTAAI Talk channel sa YouTube. Paki-subscribe naman po. Nandoon po lahat ng episodes ng Bridges. Maraming salamat po. Ang panauhin po natin ngayong hapon ay lubhang mahalaga sa aming mga accountants. Hindi lamang po sa aming mga Thomasino. He is an authority, if not the authority, of arguably the most complex subject in the CPA licensure examination. Ang acronym po nito ay AFAR, Advanced Financial Accounting and Reporting. He authored textbooks used by accounting students and reviewers used by board examinees. If I am not mistaken, 7 libro po ito. He is a professor in UST and he is an incorporator of RESA, the Review School of Accountancy. Among his many awards and recognitions, I will mention 2. In 2020, PICPA awarded him Outstanding CPA in Education. Last year, UST Alumni Association honored him as one of its distinguished alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who needs no introduction, please welcome my friend and colleague, Dr. Antonio J. Dayag. Magandang hapon sa iyo, Tony.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, everyone.
So, kumusta ka, Tony? Mukhang mahirap kang hagilapin, ah.
Still too busy with many things. I'm trying to do some, of course, the board exam was already done for the past few weeks. The results of the board exam. I'm doing some other things, editing my textbook, etc., and others.
Tony, hindi ko na binasa yung ano mo yung credentials mo. Pero ano bang ginagawa mo ngayon? Saan ka ba involved? Aside from being a professor in UST and ano, what have you been doing lately?
One is I'm trying to write a book again, my old book before, cost accounting book. Also my CPA reviewer book also. And also, I've been invited by other schools to have a lecture series. Then, my free time, I go to UST for my teaching face-to-face class. So, online, 60% face-to-face, 40% online.
Talaga?
Yeah. And that's normally what I do.
Yeah, sineryoso mo yata yung sinabi ni Father Paccioli na we will not sleep until the debits and the credits are equal. Na hindi tayo matutulog.
Yeah. That's correct. Yeah.
Tony,
yeah.
Let's start the ball rolling, ha. Let me begin the discussion with a question. Why did we move? Why did we move from first question is why move from GAAP to PFRS? What's wrong with GAAP? Number 2 is this. Gaano ba kalaki ang impact ng SMEs sa ating economy? At naisip nating mga accountants at ng mga regulators for that matter, nabigyan sila ng sarili nilang PFRS framework. The floor is yours, Tony.
Yeah, I have to share that to you later on, sir, when I have to present the PowerPoint. Yeah.
So,
then regarding the GAAP, since you already, to mention this to those who are also attending here, very technical. When you talk about the GAAP, it's actually the US standard. US standard, they're issuing standard about financial accounting standards. US is more about rules-based. That is actually the US standard. Then normally not the US standard, all those who are in US, they require that they have to follow the rules given by the US standard, unlike the IFRS standard. Okay, the only one that are using the US standard, US GAAP or FASB, we call it FASB, Financial Accounting Standards, only US ang gumagamit na ngayon.
Siya na lang? Wala nang iba?
Walang iba. Only US. Because they are more about, I told you earlier about, they are more about rules-based. Rules-based, they have to follow rules. Whether you like it or not, you have to follow the rules. That's why American standard is more conservative rather than IFRS. Ang IFRS more about principle or standard-based. All right. Now, when it comes to the standard-based, normally there is what we call this in the Philippine setting. It was applied 2005. In the Philippine setting on that. But some that only, I think way back 1990s, only the Philippines is following the US standard. Okay. Then in 2000, early 2000, the Philippines are now following already the IFRS. But in 2005, the Philippines already followed in full the IFRS. They already went to European standard already. That's actually fact about it, yeah. That's why under the Philippine setting way back in the 1990s and even 80s and even 70s and even early 2000, it's too conservative because American standard is too conservative. Unlike IFRS when it's more about more there's what you call not more conservative approach than that.
Tony, may tinatanong si Ma'am Evelyn. Tinatanong niya, ano daw ba yung GAAP? Ulitin natin. Ano? Ang GAAP is generally accepted accounting principle.
Yeah.
Tapos yung IFRS and PFRS, interchangeable yan. Ano? Interchangeable yan. Ano? Kasi ang IFRS is International Financial Reporting Standard. Whereas PFRS is Philippine Financial Reporting Standard. Pero pareho yan.
They just changed the term.
Pareho yan. So Philippines adopted fully the International Financial Reporting Standards, kaya pinalitan lang niya yung international ng Philippines. Yun ang sagot doon, Ma'am Evelyn.
Yeah.
Pareho yun.
I just wanted to share with you also, Ma'am Evelyn and others. Even though we are following the IFRS, the Philippines created what we call a committee about interpretations committee. That there's some portion of the standard that under Philippine setting they change it. So they're not following the IFRS. That's why there will be exceptions. But we don't follow the standard 100%. Under the Philippine setting, there are some exceptions that will be done for that. So that's how it is. So we don't follow 100%. There will be some exceptions.
So anong
committee?
What is so special with SMEs? Why, you know?
I think, sir, later on, I will have to share it, sir, in my slide.
Sige nga.
Later on.
Okay.
Unless, what else then? I think that's it. I think there's some, can I maybe start already? Huh? Not yet.
So, kasi nga, yun nga, the point of all of this is that medyo doon ako nagtataka eh. Bakit? Why? Ba't kailangan pa? Mahirap na nga as it is yung IFRS, PFRS eh. Ginawan pa ng PFRS for SMEs, which is, you know, another set to memorize. Yung mga accounting students will have to, you know, reckon with that, you know, in the board exam.
Yeah. So can I present it now?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So there it is. Now, the business that we are referring to is small, medium, and large. Okay, so as we move on, now introduction. SMEs are source of employment, competition, economic dynamism, and innovation. These are the basic reasons why SMEs are being classified in that. They stimulate the entrepreneurial spirit and the diffusion of skills because they enjoy a wider geographical presence than big companies.
Yeah.
So small, medium enterprise also contribute to better income distribution. Which I'll be discussing that later on. In the Philippines, 91.1%, which I saw that in the slide later on, of the businesses are small and medium enterprise, and only 9.99% are large enterprise. Now, under the Republic Act 9501, okay, under the Republic Act number 950, the Magna Carta for Micro, Small, and Medium, signed by GMA on May 20, 2008, defined micro enterprise as entities with total assets of not more than 3 million, which I'll show that later on to you. Small enterprise under the new law Republic Act 9501, amends the 17-year-old Republic Act 6977 or the Magna Carta of small medium enterprise. So they redefined that to make it 3 million. Which I'll share that later on to you. Right. So anyway.
Tony, question. So ang ibig sabihin pala nito, yung 99%, yun yung susunod doon sa accounting for SMEs. Yung 99%. They are the ones required to comply, to follow, to adopt the PFRS for SMEs.
Yes.
The
Yes, sir.
remaining less than 1%, sila yung magko-comply dun sa full-blown PFRS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. SMEs are perceived to have a greater linkages to micro, backward linkage, and medium and large business forward subcontracting links. These are basically the issues that are being concerned about SME right now. Among the rationale for developing SMEs in the Philippines, it includes the fact that they use resources more efficiently than large enterprise. That's right. No? The Philippines' advantage in terms of investment environment includes having an open market economy. This is correct, no? Reliable infrastructure support, available special economic zones, strategic location. These are what we are being done right now, right? The mga NLEX, mga SLEX, these are already the issues. They belong to the large scale already. That one. Okay. So hospitable lifestyle, competitive investment incentives, and quality human resources. Okay, so wait now. All right, Filipino SMEs usually join a bigger organization, cooperative and association. In the Philippines, SMEs are acknowledged to have the following major roles. These are the major roles of SMEs. No? Substantial contribution, yeah, that's why 99%. Okay, that's the reason why in the other Philippine setting, we are still on the SME. So substantial contribution belongs to the SME. Major source of economic dynamism, economic and social function, all levels of society, definitely. No? Kaya 99%. Major source of provision again, of outsourcing products and services, again, major again, you have 99%. Major contribution to regional again, local and community. That's the reason why it's all 99%. The word substantial, major. That's why they belong to the 99%. Now here it is, okay? All right, now if you look at it, the employment, okay, color blue is what? Limited entities, SME, small, medium. So most of those employment are belonging to what? Small, medium enterprise, yeah. But in the other side, if we look at it, okay, when we talk about value added, we talk about value added, we refer to the monetary side. No? Ito yung mga resources, GDP, yeah. 68% ang, right, ang large entities.
May tanong ako dyan, Tony, ha? May tanong ako dyan, ha?
32%. Then number of SMEs, back to our discussion earlier, 99.6%, the one that we mentioned earlier. So yung SME natin. Kaya 44% only are what large scale.
Pero Tony, look at the chart, ha? Tingnan mo, ha? Merong inverse relationship ang number of SMEs at saka ang value added.
Yes, sir. Yes.
4% lang yung large entities, pero ang gine-generate niya is 68% of the total economy.
Yes, sir.
You know, 99.6% ang SME, pero ang gine-generate niya is only 32% of the total economy. Hindi
That's
ba?
correct. Yeah. There's some sort of, you know, hindi sila naka-collaborate in terms of what? Employment and the resources. No?
Kasi only the reason this picked me is because, you know, medyo, let me steal from you a few minutes. Ano? Kasi, you know, a few weeks ago, my apo is also studying accountancy. Meron siyang subject, meron siyang requirement na kailangan i-submit. Meron siyang pinakita sa akin. Sabi niya, tingnan mo nga kung tama ito. Kasi nakalagay dun sa site ng World Bank, ang ang dapat daw na makolekta ng isang gobyerno para mapatakbo yung bansa is around 15% of the total gross domestic product.
That's correct.
Ngayon, so chinek ko yung 15%, chinek ko yung ating GDP. So may GDP natin ng 2023 is about what? 23 trillion o 22 trillion.
Yeah.
Ang 15% nun is 3.3 trillion. 15%.
Yeah.
Pag kinumpare mo yun, siya sa national budget, ang national budget natin, 5.3. So, you know, sabi ng World Bank, yung government, if you collect 15% revenue from your GDP, that's all right, you're okay. 3.3. Kumpara sa 5.3, meron tayong shortfall na 2 trillion. Now, naintindihan ko na. Based on your presentation, kulang yung ating SMEs.
Yeah.
Kulang siya.
Correct.
Kasi sagad na yung sagad na yung nasa taas yung 0.4% na yan, yung mga multinationals, yung mga large. Sagad na yan wala nang ilalaki yan Kailangan nating palakihin etong SMEs. Nasagot na rin ng tanong ko doon, bakit naglabas ng sariling framework para sa SME? Napaka-importante pala nitong SME. Kailangan pala ito ang lumaki.
Yeah, that's the reason why, sir. Later on, I present to you the difference between the full standard against the SME. Only for sharing.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Now, SMEs are defined in two major ways, by assets or employment, the one that I mentioned earlier, right? DTI defines small and medium enterprise provided under the Magna Carta of the Public Act 1977. Now, engaged in industry, agribusiness, and or services. These are normally the coverage of SME. Single proprietorship, cooperative, partnership, or corporation whose total assets inclusive of those arising from loans, but exclusive of the land exclusive, of which the particular entity, PP, are situated, must have value falling under the following category. So, in-exempt po nila yung land. They're not including that, sir. Okay. This is actually already.
So, when you look at the balance sheet, you have to remove the land.
It's only for purpose. No, sir. It's only a matter of making an evaluation. But purpose of reporting, land is still there.
Pero when you determine for purposes of determination, iaalisin mo yung amount.
Yeah, only for when you submit that for evaluation purposes, sir.
Okay.
But in case of financial reporting, we have no other choice but to put that land in particular in the balance sheet by itself. So that they can be able to have perspective of those people who are looking at your entity. This is the whole assets of the entity by itself. But as required by the public act, parang hindi sinasama ang land there. Right?
Okay.
So here again, the one that was mentioned earlier, the micro. But if you're micro, your capital, because capital, literally speaking, accounting system because capital, it's 3,000,001 micro, less than 3,000,001. So if your business 2 million, micro. If 3,000,001 up to 50 million is small, medium enterprise. Okay, the medium is 15,000,001 up to 100 million medium enterprise ka. Pag large, then it's above 100 million. So that's how we classify entities in the Philippine setting. So at this point,
question. So if you belong to micro, small, and medium, you have to comply with PFRS for SMEs. Ganun ba yun?
Yes, sir. Yes po. That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Micro and small belong to the SME. The PFRS for SME.
Okay.
But when it and even the medium, sir. Micro, small, and medium. Yeah. Large scale, no. If they have to follow full PFRS.
So ito yun yung micro, small, and medium. Yan yung nakalagay sa chart mo kanina na 99 point something %.
Yes, sir.
Ito yung tatlong yan.
Okay. Our SME may also be defined by the number of employees. Now, let's talk about the specification. Micro, regular employees, less than 10 workers. Okay. Small, 10 to 99. So we have staff that is 99, small. Medium, 100 to 199 workers. Okay, so more than pag 100, pag 200 na po yan, that's already large scale, sir. Now, 99.6%, as I mentioned earlier, of registered established are SME. The one that I mentioned it earlier. SMEs generate 69.9% of jobs. Okay, contribute 32% of value, while the remaining 68% are still contributed by large multinational enterprise. We are referring to the SME by itself. SMEs account for 30% of total economic output, okay, of the company for that, of the country by itself. Okay. All right, so the basic salary includes here all remuneration for earnings paid for service rendered. It does not include allowances and monetary benefit. That's correct. Which are not considered part of the regular basic salary. Such as the class equivalent of unused vacation, no, they're not included. Sick leave, they're not included. But I think overtime, I think you know that naman. Everybody knows about the basic salary. Right? Okay, so SMEs are defined in two major ways, by assets or employment size again. The one that I mentioned it earlier, right? DTI defines small and medium as provided under the Magna Carta, the one that was mentioned earlier. Engage in any industry, agree, and services here. So they belong to that. Single proprietorship, cooperative partnership, or corporations total assets inclusive of those arising from loans, but again, I mentioned earlier, exclusive of land again. Right? Of which the part of business and the office plan are situated must have value falling under the following categories. So what are the categories here? Okay, so wait.
Teka muna, Tony, let me cut you off and then itong number 3, no, nakalagay dito, single proprietorship. Single proprietorship, cooperative partnership, or corporation. Ang single proprietorship is not hindi yan entity that is required to register sa SEC. SEC ang nagre-require ng submission ng PFRS compliant financial statements. So ibig sabihin, my point is, ang single proprietorship is not required to comply with PFRS.
Yeah,
kasi hindi naman sila required to submit audited financial statements sa sa SEC. Wala naman sila pagsasubmitan ng PFRS. Ang kailangan lang nilang i-submit tax return
Yeah,
diba?
That's correct, sir. That's correct, sir.
So technically, pag single proprietorship ka, kahit gaano kalaki yung business mo, hindi ka kailangan sumunod doon.
No, this have to follow the PFRS for SMEs, sir. It's a requirement pa rin yan for reporting purposes. But for SEC, that's a different story naman. Submission na naman ng document and survey. But for BIR purpose, you have to follow the SME for that purpose. Required
so for BIR purposes, you have to compute
you have
your
to
tax
follow
based on the National Internal Revenue Code.
Yes, pa.
And then you have to also prepare an audited financial statement complying with the standards as prescribed by PFRS for SMEs.
Yes,
okay.
Sir, yeah. Okay. Wait lang, sir. Yung saksakan. Sorry. I forgot to. All right. Okay, so business exempt from minimum wage laws. No? If the company is established with not more than 10 employees, the one I mentioned earlier, and this establishment with deficit of 20% or more of current paid up capital. So these are actually the effect. No? Now, a new business enterprise outside the NCR or it's an export processing zone. No? Ito yung Cagayan, Subic, etc. The company may pay employees below minimum wage rate. So these are the conditions. That the request filed for exemption from compliance with the wage order from the National Wage and Productivity Council. So there are a lot of issues about that, sir. So the salaries and wages of your employees depend on whether you pay them on a monthly or daily basis. Monthly paid employees are those whom you pay every day of the month. I think everybody knows that, including unworked, rest days, Sundays, and regular holidays. Daily paid employees, I think everybody knows also about it, are those whom you pay for days actually worked and on unworked regular holidays. So these are wages based on. Okay, now I will have to share to you about PFRS for SME and full PFRS. Sorry. These are very highly technical.
Dahan-dahan lang. Kasi medyo
very highly technical.
Dahan-dahan lang.
Okay. All right, so here, contingent consideration. Contingent considerations are when you promise something to pay it in advance. No? And not in advance, you have to pay something in the future, right? So depends on that's why we call it contingent. Contingent is more about future. The criteria for that is probability. Regardless of probability. Walang probability. Under the PFRS for SME, there are two criteria, probability and reliability.
Reliable measurement. So kailangan probable
and reliable.
Pwedeng reliably measured.
Yeah.
Pero dito sa kabila, sa full PFRS, regardless of probability.
Yeah, yes sir.
Pero silent siya, hindi niya sinabi yung reliable.
Consider po yan, sir. Consider na po yan. Consider po yan, sir.
So ibig sabihin, paano if it cannot be reliably measured? Hindi siya contingent liability. If you cannot reliably measure it.
Yeah. That's correct.
Okay.
Oh, sorry for that. Non-occurrence of future event not beating impact is not considered to be a measurement period adjustment. Therefore, not adjusted against goodwill. Sorry, this is very technical. No?
No, so pero
Alright.
in effect, no, we can make it non-technical. In effect, pag
Yes,
kaya
sir.
madali sa SMEs kasi kung i-recognize mo lang siya if it number one, if it is probable, and number two, if it can be reliably measured. So
Yeah.
kung hindi,
SME yun,
if
SME. For SME.
you cannot do that, hindi mo siya kailangang
Yeah.
i-recognize.
That is
That
for
is what
SME,
you're
sir.
saying, right?
But for SME po yun, sir. For SME.
Okay. So kaya mas madali. Kaya nga siya mas
Yeah.
madali for SME.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Now, in the SME side, if future event does not occur, then any adjustment to the cost of the investment are made against goodwill. So that's an sorry, I don't want to explain more about that kasi
Kaya nga. Tatanungin
malalim
sana
yan.
ko yung goodwill. Sabi mo, wag na lang. Sige. Okay, sige.
Very highly technical to. Nakakaya naman sa mga okay. All right, now next here. Definition term here, cost incurred in business combination. So these are direct costs, indirect costs, etc. No? So this example. Under the full PFRS, in expense po yan. Like for example, legal fees. Expense po agad. But under SME, they are not expense. They're capitalizable. Capitalizable, they add that into their investment.
Can you, Tony, can you explain that? Kasi ako, naintindihan ko yan. But some of the non-accountants will not be able to understand the difference between expense and capitalizing. What does it mean to capitalize something?
Okay. When you talk about expense, automatically, for example, legal fees, expense. PFRS for SME, the capitalize is, i-capitalize siya. So let's say 100 pesos. The 100 pesos will be added to the investment. So for example, investment, full PFRS, 100. PFRS for SME, direct cost 2 pesos, 102. On the full PFRS, 100. On the PFRS for SME, 102. Yun po ibig sabihin.
Okay. So, what you're saying is this. Yung wag mo munang i-expense sa PFRS for SME, gawin mo muna siyang asset. Tapos siguro sometime in the future, tsaka mo na lang siya i-expense.
Yes,
sometime in the future.
Yes,
Unlike sa full PFRS, sige ngayon na, expense mo na yan. Tanggalin mo na yan sa sa P&L mo. Deductible na yan sa pag-compute ng income tax.
Yes,
kasi in-expense mo na eh. Pero itong kabila, for SME, wag muna. Ito muna, capitalize mo muna yan. Wag mo munang i-expense. Wag mo munang ibawa sa income. Yun ang ibig sabihin yan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indirect costs examples are salaries, depreciation. Yeah, these are indirect. Not related to business combi. But not related to business combi, automatic expense. Next, cost to issue and register stock. What are cost to issue and register stock? Like for example, you have to register your stock in the stock exchange. Huh? You have to pay some stamp duties. So debited to we call it APIC. Sorry. And about SME, same. They're debited to APIC. APIC is share premium. I don't know. I do hope the other non-accounting participants will understand that. But I don't want to explain more. Cost to issue debt and bonds. Okay. So under the full PFRS, debited to bond issue cost, debited to bond issue. Bond issue cost actually, part of the bonds by itself. If you issue bonds, payable, long-term notes, that would be what you call bond issue cost for that. Sorry, I don't want to explain that because I understand.
Tony, doon pa nga lang sa debited na wala na yung mga yung word na debited. Yeah. It is either expensed or considered as an asset.
That's why I don't want to discuss further. Recognizing and measuring our assets acquired and liabilities assumed on initial recognition. So when you talk about acquiring a business, you're looking at the assets and liabilities as mentioned earlier. No? Now, identifiable, intangible. The criteria of the full PFRS is what? Legal, contractual, or separable. Under the full PFRS, to share with you, especially those who are graduation before, under the full PFRS, to share with you, there are a lot of classification of intangible asset already. During
what is an intangible asset? For example,
intangible, example, of course, copyrights, mga patent, these are intangible assets. But actually, under the new standard right now, there are a lot of intangible assets that's already included. Okay, I don't want to mention about the example, but of course, some example of that is what else? Of course, what else? Sa mga cover ng book, that's considered to be what identifiable intangible.
So dapat yan i-recognize mo as an asset.
Apa, that's correct.
Lalagyan mo ng value. How do you determine the value of the intangible?
Based on the value at the time you purchase.
Okay.
The time of purchase.
So halimbawa kami sa USTAAI, may plano kaming i-billing parang brand.
Yeah.
Ano kami brand? So i-register namin sa
intangible na pa yan, sir.
So kung magkano yung cost nung
yun po yun.
Yun yung intangible, yun yung value nun sa balance sheet.
Okay. Automatic po yun, sir. Not unlike during those times in the 1980s and 90s, intangibles are only mga copyright, okay, mga ganun lang, patent. And now they already expand it more further. There are a lot of intangibles.
Yung goodwill na sinasabi mo, that is an intangible. Intangible.
Okay. Sige, sir. Let me, sorry for everyone here. Very technical.
No. I just asked. Goodwill is an intangible asset, right?
Sir, okay. This is the issue, sir. This is my opinion. No? Sorry to share it with you. If we have to look at the standard, okay, the word goodwill is considered to be unidentifiable. Unidentifiable, sir. Nakalagay dito is identifiable. Nakalagay yun. Yeah. The reason when I really wonder, I even question, but I cannot be able to submit my question and queries to the international standard. But I have been asking a question. What happened? Goodwill is where the classification of goodwill, because when you talk about identifiable intangible, goodwill is not part of it, because goodwill is part of unidentifiable intangible.
That is why you are
That's the reason why.
Discuss this.
Yeah,
kasi
sir.
You are not sure if it is.
Yeah. Sa mga libro, sir, ginagamit nila intangible as part of identifiable intangible. I doubt. I have a doubt about that. Kaya even in my case, there are a lot of issues. Sorry for the timetable.
No, okay lang. Mahaba pa. So,
there are a lot of issues.
In your book,
Yeah.
how do you treat goodwill?
I still consider that to be still as an identifiable intangible asset, but I just include that as part of intangible, but I discuss it there that it's not really a part of identifiable intangible, because by definition, goodwill is not identifiable. Good is unidentifiable. That's the reason why I have not asked. Supposed to be I plan to ask a query to International Financial Reporting Standards about some issues, but I forgot to submit my query. But there was a query.
Tony, I will tend to agree with you kasi goodwill is the difference between the value of what you're buying and how much you paid for it. So I will tend to agree with you that it is not unidentifiable kasi residual difference. Yung difference nung value nung binibili mo at saka yung ibinayad mo. So, you know, I will tend to agree with you. Kaya lang, at paano ngayon yun? Kasi syempre, lalabas yan sa board exam. Ano ituturo mo doon sa estudyante?
That's why normally for board exam purposes, sir, I still have to mention those students of mine at UST and the VVs of ours and the rest of the school then, that if in case they will have to ask that, be careful with the word, but let that intangible goodwill be part of the, let it be part of intangible asset for them.
Only while we're at it, I cannot help but ask lumalabas ba sa board exam yang sasabihin ba ng problem na full PFRS o PFRS for
sir. For board examination purposes, we always interpret that all questions under full PFRS. Unless stated otherwise, in that particular question of the board exam, it was stated there under SME, then that's the time you have to apply. But if the question does not mention SME, presumed to be full PFRS.
So yan yung tip sa mga estudyanteng kukuha ng board exam.
Yes,
pag silent ang problem,
full PFRS.
ang assumption, full PFRS yan.
Yes, sir.
Kasi kanina pinapakita mo, magkaiba yung entry. Magkaiba yung entry pagka full PFRS tsaka PFRS for SME.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why under PFRS for SME, walang requirement na legal contractor separable. Ang criteria lang po niya is reliability lang. SME. Sorry for sharing about those things.
So, from the outside
yung time element. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ang conclusion ko dyan is that yung mga regulators, tayong mga accountants, ginagawa nating madali para sa SME na mag-accounting. We're making it easier for them. Kasi nga, hindi relevant sa kanila yung mga realities na pwedeng mangyari sa mga large entities. Kaya parang ini-skip na niya. Like for example, kanina sabi mo, yung goodwill, straight, parang depreciation, straight 10%, amortize mo. Kanina doon sa ito. Samantalang doon sa PFRS,
Full PFRS.
kailangan computein mo.
Yeah.
Kailangan computein mo siya.
Impairment lang.
Sige, okay.
Sorry, here, contingent liabilities. So these are one item that we have to take a look. Under full PFRS, the criteria, okay, under PFRS 3 to IFRS 3, the criteria is present obligation. Under PFRS, for example, they use the word possible.
Possible.
Now, to share this to you, these are, I think, issues. It's actually resolved already. No? I really wonder why, when you talk about contingent, they use the word present. When in fact, when you talk about contingent, you look for future. That's why under the full PFRS, they already use the word present obligation. But for SME, they still use the word possible. And I wonder why they use the word present when in fact the word is contingent. Okay. That's the difference about it.
Alam mo po ako, hindi ko mapapansin eh. So ibig sabihin, pag full PFRS, dapat present obligation. Real.
Yes, sir.
Present.
Pero sir, applicable lang yan, sir. Applicable that only for business combination, sir.
Okay.
Only for business combination applicable. But in intangible asset, ang criteria pa rin under full PFRS, the contingent liabilities there is yung P doon, probable, sir. Ang exception lang, sir, is when it comes to business combination only.
Okay.
Sorry for those who are here who are not very much technical. Sorry.
Present and possible.
Sorry.
That is why I am attacking the questions based on those term.
Yeah.
Inula mo naman eh. You put it in reds.
Under the full PFRS, there are two methods: full goodwill or full fair value, or proportionate goodwill or partial goodwill. Under the SME, they only use partial goodwill. So they allowed both method now. Sa US, they only use partial goodwill in US.
And you mean US GAAP?
Yeah, US GAAP. They use partial goodwill only. Sorry. In US, they only use one goodwill. They are not using proportionate goodwill. They only use full goodwill in US. Sorry for mentioning those technical terms.
No, wag na.
Lossless impairment, full PFRS, impairment. How about SME, 10 years ang lifetime goodwill?
Ito pala yun.
That's what I'm referring to.
10 years. Straight, parang standard depreciation.
Yes, but under the full PFRS, there's no life for goodwill. Indefinite, sir. You will only have to make an impairment by evaluation now, sir.
So every year we have to test for impairment.
Yes, sir. You have to take a look at the impairment. Okay, so accounting for investment subsidiaries, jointly controlled entities, and associates. There are two methods here, the full PFRS. Cost model, we call it an equity method. Sorry. Under SME, there is fair value model. Sorry. I know you are not very much familiar with that. I'm sorry for that. Okay, non-controlling interest.
Kasi nga, ano bang kanina nakalagay doon sa screen mo? Business combination. Ito naman, consolidation. How is it different?
Okay, sorry. When it comes to business combination, the term business combination is a generic term. But if you want to be specification about business combination refers only to two: statutory merger, statutory consolidation. Statutory merger is like this: A plus B equals A, or A plus B equals B. Madidissolve yung isa. That is what statutory merger. Okay, one entity will be dissolved, the other one will be remain. A plus B equals B. A is already dissolved. How about statutory consolidation? A plus B equals Z. So both A and B is automatically dissolved. Z is the new entity. That is business combination. No? Consolidation. No. When you talk about business combination, you acquire assets and liabilities. Okay, and asset and liabilities on that. Okay, that we are referring to 100%. 100% po yun, sir. Okay. How about if you acquire 80%? The minute you acquired 80%, that's already pay-one subsidiary. Okay na, yun na po yun. Pero pag 100%, automatic na yan, madidissolve na isa. But if you acquire 80% only, that's already what you call stock. We call it already consolidation. We call it stock. We call it already consolidation for that. Okay. For example, A plus B equals Z. A and B is automatically dissolved. Z will be the one remaining. Yung bakit tayo consolidation for that. Okay, sorry for mentioning. I don't want to discuss further on that. Yeah. Okay, so again, full goodwill and partial goodwill. SME, partial goodwill again. Sorry. Construction contract.
Dito ako interesado.
Full PFRS and SME share the same principles for accounting and reporting. However, PFRS for SME are drafted in simple language. Bottom line, the accounting for full PFRS and SME, the accounting procedure are the same. Okay, the only thing that was changed that in PFRS for SME, they simplify only the term, but the computation is still the same. Wala problem. When it comes to computations, they're the same. Only the term that are not being the same. Sure. So term lang, but computations are exactly the same. I don't want to mention the term because others may not be able to be familiarized with that term.
Okay.
Revenue, PFRS 15. This is standard that was already issued for the past few years. No, that's the time that the topic of accounting now is more broader in concept, not unlike before, very specific. Now, when this PFRS 15 was implemented or issued, it now became broader in concepts. PFRS 15, this is about revenue recognition. And the PFRS for SME, revenue under the old standard pending revision to conform with PFRS 15. So in other words, we're still using the old standard for that, but it's still the same lang naman when it comes to that item. But I don't want to mention about those things. Sorry, there are a lot of things about it. Foreign currency, full PFRS here. And SME share the same principles again for accounting and reporting. Simplified language under SME. But the accounting procedures are still the same, sir. Procedures are always the same, but only the words are simplified now. They simplified them now. PFRS for SME doesn't allow or require cumulative exchange difference. Sorry, the validity of foreign operations were previously recognized in other comprehensive income to be reclassified from equity, profit, or loss. Sorry. When the gain or loss disposed of foreign entities are recognized, the full PFRS does. Meaning to say, okay, if you consider when it comes to foreign subsidiary, parent and subsidiary, right? There's a gain or loss on that. Automatically get the gain or loss on that when you acquired part of equity section. Sorry, equity section. You have full PFRS. In SME, there was no item mentioned about it.
Ano gagawin?
That's an issue, sir. That's number 2 issue. Why the standard never mentioned about that? That's why maybe in the future I will ask the standard board in US or in Europe. Why is it that SME? They never mentioned that. There was no mentioning, sir. Yeah, there was kapag board exam, I mentioned to the students, to the reviewers, be careful with this particular topic, PFRS for SME. If there will be PFRS for SME, cumulative exchange gain or loss, careful. Careful. The answer for that you do not have to reclassify. And the mere fact it will come out, I will have to inform, remember the Board of Accountancy that they have to revisit that question. For me to share that again. Hyperinflation. Our full PFRS and PFRS for SME share the same principles again, right? Simplified language again, okay? Normally, hyperinflation, if you know that, hyperinflation normally happens if there's a cumulative inflation of 100% or more over a 3-year period. 100% or more over a 3-year period. If the hyperinflation is, if the inflation is 100% or more, 2 years, there's no hyperinflation. Hyperinflation happens if it's 3 or more years.
No.
Okay. Sorry, then. Okay.
Tony, ako muna.
Yes,
so,
sir.
let me just summarize ko lang yun, ha. So, after all is said and done, ang gustong gawin ng mga regulators and us accountants is to provide SMEs an easier way out. Make it simpler for them to comply.
Yes.
Kasi hindi naman relevant sa kanila yung mga intricacies na nangyayari sa mga large entities. So, sabi mo nga kanina, most of the slides that you presented, sabi mo, simple terms, simple terms, standard depreciation na lang, yung calculation ng goodwill, i-amortize mo na lang yan, parang standard depreciation. Pero dun sa PFRS, i-compute mo muna. So that's that. That is the difference between full PFRS and PFRS for SMEs. Ngayon, kasi we already have 10 minutes, we already have 10 minutes to go. So Tony, before we end this discussion, pagbigyan mo ako ha, let me be away from the
after this
topic
one,
for a
I
while.
have to share other this.
So,
Okay,
katatapos lang ng CPA board exam. Katatapos lang yan. Meron akong konting data dito. Ditong huli, noong October 2023, ang national passing, 31.37%. Prior to this, May 2023, 30.36%. October 2022, 25.84%. Noong May 2029, 16.46%. October 2019, 14.32%. Magtanong ko sa iyo, anong problema? Bakit? Bakit ganito?
Okay. So maybe can I share something on my
Tony, dagdagan ko yung tanong ha. Kasi if I were a parent, I will send my child to accounting, 5 years of accounting, and then yung pala ang chance lang niyang maging licensed CPA is 1 out of 5. Ito from 2018 up to 2023, naglaro lang siya between 25.18 hanggang 31.37. Whereas yung ibang courses, like for example, engineering, electrical engineering, yung last nila, 58%. Nursing, 74%. Ang laki ng chance na pumasa na magkaroon ka ng lisensya. Pero dito sa atin, 25%, 14%, 31%. Ang tanong ko, anong problema? Anong problema nung mahirap ba? Mahirap ba ang board exam?
Yeah, yes. Yes, sir.
Mahirap?
Yes, pa. Yeah. Technically speaking.
Kaya ang hirap ipasa? Mahirap ang board exam?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Actually, I know this story about board examination, but it's only my opinion, sir. I don't want to...
Pero Tony, look, hindi kaya kasi we're trying to fit everything in one exam. Kasi like for example, sa engineering, magkahiwalay ang mechanical engineering board exam tsaka electrical engineering board exam. Tayo pinagsama-sama natin sa isang board exam ang public accounting, management accounting, tax accounting, sama-sama sa isang board exam. May kahalo pang business law. Nung araw, nung ako kumuha ng board exam, 3 subject lang yung business law. Ngayon, ang dami na. It's more difficult kung kukuha ko ng board exam ngayon. Kinakabahan ako, baka hindi ako makapasa. Anyway, go ahead, Tony. Go ahead with your presentation.
Actually, before I have to proceed further on that, for the past many years that I'm already in the review for almost 30 years, in the undergrad, 34 years. I know this story about that, pero it's only my opinion. It's only my opinion. Hindi naman to confirm, only to share it with you, those who are also here. The effective passing rate, that's opinion only. I'm not talking about a valid spec. Based on what I know, that the effective passing rate is normally between 8 to 14%. Then they will have to meet together, the Board of Accountancy, based on my own opinion lang to, hindi to confirm. They have to meet together, they have to adjust the subject at the grade. They have to level it up. Okay? They have to level it up. It depends on the Board of Accountancy.
Ibig mo sabihin, yung true passing, yung raw passing is even lower.
Normally, yes, sir. That's my opinion, sir. I don't want to confirm.
Mahirap talaga ang CPA board exam.
8 to 14% based on what I've seen ever since. Pero that's only my opinion. I don't know. I'm not confirming it here. It's only my opinion. The way that I'm trying to look at this story. That's what I normally have. Then they normally make an adjustment.
Let me tell you a story. When I was studying in UST, back in the 80s, I wanted to move to another school. Pero yung executive nung opisinang pupuntahan ko sana, doon ako magtatrabaho, malaking multinational. Sabi niya sa akin, teka muna, ba't ka aalis sa UST? Hindi mo ba alam na ang chance mo na maging CPA if you stay in UST, 4 out of 5, you know that you have 4 chance out of 5 to pass the CPA board exam. If
That's
you
how
stay
good
in
USTs are. Yes.
O ngayon, tiningnan ko yung website ng UST College of Accountancy. Nagsimula ang UST, ang College of Accountancy 2004. Noong 2005, ang passing average nila 85.71. 2007, 85.65. 87.78, 92.23 noong 2010, 93.09 noong 2012.
Correct.
Ganun pa rin eh. Nung nag-aaral ako sa UST, ang laki ng chance natin na makapasa sa CPA board exam. Nagtataka ako kasi hindi naman lahat makakapag-aral sa UST o dun sa 3 pang ibang malalaking university. The national passing, nandun pa rin ang problema. Ang passing is 1 out of 5. Pag coming in, pagkatapos mong gumraduate ng accountancy, 1 out of 5 ang chance mo. So if you're a parent, bakit mo pag-aaralin ng accountancy ang Pilipinas? Recently nabasa ko sa CNN noong March. Kulang na raw tayong mga accountant.
Yes.
Kulang na raw, manipis na raw ang population ng accountant, ng mga accountants sa Pilipinas kasi ayaw na ngang mag-enroll. Something must be done about this eh. Kailangan pag-aralang mabuti ito kasi kawawa naman yung profession kasi darating ang time wala nang accountants.
Okay, yes sir. Tama po.
You're going to show something to us? You're going to show something to us? Okay.
Yeah. Meron po. Yeah, let me share to you the UST top performance of the board exam since 1990s when I started teaching at UST. I graduated in 1980, started teaching in 1989. Huh? But let me share to you the performance of UST in 1990s until year 2000. Year 1990s, I only shared to you number 1, number 2 in the board exam. Huh? 1995, rank number 2, Voltaire Salud. 1996, Erlinda Magalona. Okay, Voltaire Salud is a CPA lawyer. No? Erlinda Magalona is now in the US, no? Working as a very high position. He is my friend in the messenger. Year 2000 upward. Puro top 1 po daw. May 2005, Johanna Go. Johanna Go is a Chinese, no? Graduated in 2003. We helped her to be converted into Filipino citizen. So that's why she took the board exam in 2005. Johanna Go, rank number 1. And she is the person who have the highest grade so far of CPA for the past, backward, 2005 below. Johanna Go. He is now the youngest partner in SGB. After 7 years, he became a partner. 2012, there are 2 UST who ranked number 1. Bren Cruz and Saraya Bivar, number 1 in year 2012. 2017, Alfonso Salomon Magno. Okay, so here, 2018, Lahaira Ami Reyes here. And 2019, number 1 again, Justin Louis Santiago. In 2020, there's no board exam. Okay, in 2021, wala rin board exam. Meron din, kaya lang more on what? No? Walang pinablis na rank top notchers. May 2022, okay. Meron top performer doon. Kailan nakalagay top performer? In 2000, 2001, wala. 2002, na. Number 1 again is from UST again. Then another one here, number 1, which is Francis Matthew Obligation. I think he is kasama yata sa ngayon dito. Baka nandito sa site natin yan. I asked him to attend, but I will have to mention her name. Matthew Obligation.
Okay.
Right. So what else here?
Tony.
Yes, sir.
Kasi it's already time went by so fast and the show is almost over. Ang daming napag-usapan at ang dami pa natin pwedeng
Sir, can I share to you some other?
Yeah, I will.
Maybe
what final message would you like to give our viewers today?
Yeah, actually, I just want to share to you my students way back in the 1990s, no?
Okay,
who are already performing very well, no? I think in 1995, Danny Yu, all right, who is an active student, VP President of Student Council, is the one who created some projects at Commerce, which I really appreciated at Thomas. One is that he adopted the community of UST-initiated project, livelihood, all right, at Pampanga, eruption of Mount Pinatubo, medical and dental mission, Bahay Ampunan, near SM Manila, Handog sa Kalikasan. Now, this guy, Danny Yu, really created that, which I'm happy about it. Okay? He's really a Thomasian for that. He helped people. And that's why there are a lot of projects he did that time, no? Then also my students that I want like to share, no? Varsity player during 1990s is what? Moriel Carrion with an accounting firm right now. And attorney Guillermo Sebastian, Jerry Sebastian, yan, no? CPA lawyer. I think he's now already with Supreme Court, associate na sa, pero CPA lawyer din yan. Nag-lead siya sa USTAAI, no? Jeffrey Manalang, no? Which is president of a Thomasian USA in UST in abroad. Jeff Manalang. Na-meet siya ni Ma'am Pan eh. Si Ma'am last week yata. Right, 2 weeks ago. Jeffrey Manalang is the president of Thomasian of USA. So another one is there will be a lot, no? Those who are in COA, head, presidente ng companies abroad, presidente sa Pilipinas, vice president. There's so many about that, no? Then also, if I remember it right, sometime 1997, 1996, 95, until 1990, I am the cost of the accounting pool. Whenever there's an accounting quiz, ako nag-drive sa kanila. I'm using my, I'm not asking the fee for that. I have to donate, no, etc. for that. And 1997 is the only year of Thomasian that sila palagi nag-champion sa accounting quiz sa buong Manila.
Parang Ph.D. ha? Parang
Ph.D. sir, yeah. Headed by, I forgot the name already of that person. I forgot the name. Then that's what happened with that case, sir. That's why Bus 97 is the person who have all number one in accounting. I'm the one driving for them, going to Pasay, Pasig, etc. Naging driver to ako that time. Okay, just only to, you know, to assist them for that. Huh? Right now, also the same time, our UST students in 1990s, we have to share it to them. There are a lot already working at the US as a vice president, president of the company in Canada, Switzerland, Ireland, Australia, United Kingdom, Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands, there are a lot of them in Cayman Islands. Bus 98, no? Singapore, they're occupying a very high position for that. That's the reason why I would like to share that to you, for that those who are students also here who are attending this one, maybe they've also planned. Kasi reason why, tama sabi nyo kayo na, sir, limited kasi pay sa Pilipinas ngayon. A lot of them are already going abroad. If I remember it right, we have a top-notcher CPA in 2018. She went to US and she was hired, and that is a top-notcher at UST. I think, I don't know what rank number 4 yata sa number 5. And sorry, I just have to make it.
No, Tony.
I'm only 1 hour to talk about that. And I think that's it. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for everything. I just only share my student Thomasian at that time. But way back 2000 onwards, there are a lot of stories about that naman. Huh? And I told you earlier about Johanna Go. Johanna Go is the youngest partner, I think, of my own opinion, of SGV. You know? So after 7 years. So sorry for that. I think that's it. There's still a lot of things that I have to finish on.
Okay, Sonny. So what final message would you like to, you know, share with us as regards, you know, yung accounting for SMEs? Ano bang, ano, where are we going? Anong direction na pinupuntahan natin?
I cannot be able to say about that, sir, because it is as a nationwide, it is for the point of view of the businessman who will be doing those decisions naman, sir, diba? It depends on their capitalization. So whether we like it or not, as I told you earlier, there are a lot of SME in the Philippines, 99.6%. How can we be able to say that a lot of people in the Philippines with 100 million or more capital, because the mere fact 100 million more, that's a large stock, that's already large. I don't know if there will be people who will be doing that. I do hope there will be a lot of people in the Philippines who have 100 million capitalization, so that they belong to large scale. Kaya nga as of the moment, marami pa rin sa SME.
Pero again, maraming salamat sa iyo, Tony. Pero ako, ang opinion ko doon is that yung kaya nga may disparity ganon, kaya nga may disparities because kulang pa ang SMEs. Kasi sagad na ang large entities. Kasi anong proof nun? Kasi kailangan magpareho yan eh. Pareho dapat direct ang relationship between the number of SMEs and the contribution of SMEs in the bigger picture. Yung GDP, yung value added. Anyway, maraming salamat sa iyo, Tony. Yung contribution ko dito sa
I'm sorry for
ako naliwanagan ako eh. Naliwanagan ako doon sa kasi ga-up trained ako eh. Hindi ako masyadong, I'm not really into financial accounting and reporting eh. Ang aking field of expertise is regulation and taxation. Ngayon, before we end the show, we would like to thank our alumni, students, friends who have faithfully watched, shared, and liked Bridges episode for the past 3 years. We share with you the blessings of Bridges. Do continue to stay with us. Pasensya na po sa pangungulit. Paki-like and share po naman itong show natin. Nandyan po yan sa baba ng screen. Like, comment, share. Paki-follow na rin po ang ating USTAAI Facebook page. Meron din po tayong USTAAI Tax Channel sa YouTube. Paki-subscribe naman po. Nandun po lahat ng episodes ng Bridges. Thank you for joining us today. Do watch again on Tuesday for another exciting episode with the College of Accountancy. Again, Alumni Association with our guest, I think, is Mr. Hernan Saringan to present accounting as a profession and as a career. Remember, here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love. Enjoy the rest of the evening. God bless you all. Mabuhay tayong lahat.